But anyway, this. I wanted to see you can't even talk about it now because you got that stupid mask on. Bazooka Joe comics. So earlier tonight, we were looking through a pipe collection, humidor found, and apparently within the humidor, stacks and stacks and stacks of Bazooka Joe comics.
From like the 80s, right?
I have no idea when they're from. And you can't, see, they can't tell because there's literally dozens in between each one of these clips. So
yeah, there's a lot. Like, there's got to be like 30 or 40 at least in this one. You said these pants were all wool. Yes? Well, look at this label sewed inside. It says all cotton. This is weird, whatever. Yes!
Now let's go to a little town in New Jersey where things are really popping.
It's time to
have a book report with Tig.
Disappearing Spoon. It's about the periodic table, and then it would go through the elements. I haven't read it in a long time, but I remember it would go through each element and tell a story that had this surrounding it. Either the finding of it or an event that happened with it. But it's actually a really good read. It's actually one of those books that I wish I read when I was a kid. They should make kids in chemistry class read this because I think
it's basically like a science history book or a history book with a lot of science. It's a convergence of both like history and like science, because you learn the science as it's going through, but it's talking about the science in the context of the historical findings, like the people and discovering these things, and like something like that. Yeah, and there's all these very interesting anecdotes surrounding things.
Like the disappearing spoon was. You ever see spoon bending? A lot of times the scientists would use gallium. I think it's gallium, which is a metal that melts a little bit above room temperature. So they would make the spoons out of it, but if you put it between your fingers and shook it, the heat of your finger would melt it, and it would like melt the spoon.
Right.
So that was the reason for it being called the disappearing spoon. But great book.
Because you were worth it.
It's time for Tom Abroad.
I'm in Disney World. Whee! Woo-hoo!
Tune in next week for more of Tom Abroad.
I got a box of stuff, so I'm going into the box.
Eric's Mystery Box.
It is a Sierra Studios catalog.
Oh, that's cool.
From fall 1998 to winter 1999. So there's Sierra. Of course, everyone remembers Sierra. So let's see what's inside. Oh,
wow, look at those graphics.
Oh yeah, I remember this game too. Return to Krondor. Return to Krondor. This is like a classic RPG. More than 180 characters, 60 spells, a comprehensive alchemy system, and tactically complex turn-based combat make this the most intense role-playing game ever seen. 11 plot-twisting chapters. Yeah, this was the sequel to Betrayal at Krondor, which was sort of an RPG, a PC RPG classic. Actually, this is a great game. Yeah,
I played the hell out of that
Caesar
game.
3. I actually have played this within the last year or two.
I think I still have the box for it.
Really good stuff.
God. Plebs are needed.
Plebs are needed.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, if for anyone who doesn't know, Caesar 3 was a back during this time, city builder games were huge. Because SimCity was
SimCity
big.
2000.
And so there's all sorts of SimCity games there. And this was part. They made a few of them because there was also a Pharaoh, which was like the ancient Egypt version of this and all that. I fired it up about a year or so ago. I bought it on GOG.com, and it runs real nice, and it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah,
super addictive.
I'm gonna have to play it again.
And actually, got my city so big that I couldn't continue. The game couldn't register any more cells. It was like, nope, sorry, max city size, which I'd never done before. All right, right, so we're sitting here with Brainy Brian. We're gonna have a music night. Hair metal is like porn. You can't define it, but you know it when you see it. Brainy Brian, who would be one of your picks of the six?
I think we should defer to you. I need some time to think, actually.
All right.
Oh, okay. I think you can't talk about this era of cheese pop metal without talking about Poison. I have a slight personal story with Poison. So they weren't my first concert, but they were the first concert that I went to on my own. It was them with Tesla opening up.
Wow.
Remember Tesla? That's right. Tesla was the opening act. Poison was the headliner. And went with my friends from high school. It was a madhouse of like teenage girls and teenage boys shrieking, absolutely horrible. I'm not going to pretend that I think that like Poison are like some awesome legendary band. They're not. They were cheese pop. I will say this though. Come on, Talk Dirty to Me is a ripping song.
It's a good song.
Come on.
Talk dirty to me.
It's a wild party.
In this neighborhood, we get all the nuts.
You got a package in the mail. Look at the awesome stickers.
Ooh, show that off. I didn't notice that before when I came up here.
Should do the honors.
Oh, Shantae.
We have no idea what's in here. Pop Rocks!
Shit. I had those in. More Pop Rocks?
Where the good ones come from.
More Pop
Tropical
Rocks.
Punch, Strawberry,
Watermelon.
You want to have a Pop Rock off?
Yes.
The loser has to take a punch in the face from from the winner. Go for it.
Good God.
To on or not to on?
Okay. Eric, first test tube baby is born. July 26, 1978.
Wow, I didn't know that happened that long ago.
And they read, it's a girl. Condition excellent.
Condition excellent.
Remember when test tube babies was a big deal?
Yeah.
And in fact,
They were born with no belly buttons. That was like the stupid...
yes. Remember when the 80s that was like an insult
Yeah.
too? You're a test tube baby.
Yeah, it's a really weird insult.
There you go. Test tube baby. And now we've realized that pig is a test tube baby.
Stomach unhappy. Triactin puts a smile in your tummy.
The 5 cartoons you watched as a kid that you most wish you could go back and watch again for the first time. Like,
Is that going to be the whole segment? There are cartoons that I wish I could go back and watch for the first time?
for the first time. You want to re-experience them with fresh eyes.
Okay.
Like,
Number 1 would be Tom and Jerry.
that's a neat choice, even though I was always a Warner Brothers guy, not a Tom and Jerry
Oh
guy.
yeah, I mean, have you watched like an old Tom and Jerry in a long time? They're
No,
pretty.
not in a
Some
long
of them
time.
are pretty intense, but
Intense?
bite your tongue.
What?
There is a Tom and Jerry episode I just recently watched. I remember it as a kid, but as a kid, I didn't realize what was going on. But there's one where Tom goes to hell.
Oh, I remember that one.
And he's at the first he
'Cause
goes to the gates of heaven.
Because isn't he being punished for torturing Jerry?
Yeah, and he has to sign like a pardon. He's at the gates of heaven, and as he's standing there talking to the gatekeeper guy, cat, these kittens go by in a sack. Like there's like 4, 5, 6 kittens in a sack, and they're like hopping their way in. And
jeez.
And the guy and the gatekeeper says,
Oh, that's dark.
goes, and he like tisks them and says something to the equivalent of what boys won't do, or some basically.
Wow.
And I didn't even, as a kid, I don't understand, because I never thought in a million years that people would do this, because I'm
Yeah.
not a psycho.
That's
So these kittens
that's
were going
dark.
to heaven because they were just killed. That was in the Tom and Jerry cartoon.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, no, interesting choice.
Now that's what I call special delivery.
no way to avoid falling if you ride a skateboard. But if you know how to fall and are wearing the proper safety gear, you can fall on asphalt and concrete and not get hurt. Everybody will hate you.